What is good, my hack your alphas here, back again for some more comic reviews. I know you guys like the comic reviews. Unfortunately, they do come a little late. I don't apologize for it because I'm gonna stop apologizing. Like I told you guys before, my reviews will be selective, especially when it comes to Marvel and DC books. I will select which books will get reviewed and which books, if I don't review those books, you can ask me if I am reading them, and I'm even thinking about starting to do written reviews again. I used to do written reviews back in the day. I stopped doing it, so I might start doing that again. But the indie books, yeah, they're always going to be reviewed, so they'll take time. But yes, but we're going to talk about what we're reviewing today is a great series and a great event or story that's going on in Marvel. Devil's Reign. Loving it. Yeah. This series is getting good, and Wilson Fisk has lost his goddamn mind. He is so willing to persuade people into believing what he wants. Why? Because he has captured Jebediah Killmonger, Jebediah Killgrave, aka the Purple Man. And not only has he got the Purple Man, he's also was able to take off a part of the Purple Man. I'm not going to ruin what that is. You just got to read that. And he put it inside his famous cane, that gem that's in his cane. He put it there. So he's abusing his power. He's abusing someone else's power. He is so fucking desperate. This is the most desperate I've ever seen the Kingpin ever. I know he's the mayor of New York City in the Marvel Universe, but he's still the Kingpin. And more importantly, he's just desperate. And that first issue that I reviewed not too long ago was just showcased it. And so we move on to the next issue right here, issue number 2. I got the variant cover. This is the Romita Jr. Yeah, Romita's back with Marvel. I don't know why he left. He should have just stayed with Marvel. He tried his hand at DC. I guess it didn't work. But here, I will say this. I'm not the biggest fan of his art. I love his father a lot more. But he does know how to draw people in the rain. So it is pretty good. But in this issue, key points. Ben Reilly, Spider-Man, because Spider-Man in this is Ben Reilly, goes to the Daily Bugle to investigate because Kingpin has files on a lot of people, and he's using it, and he's taking his thunderbolts and going there to draw out said superhero. And Ben goes and he gets into a fight with Taskmaster and Whiplash. He's trying his best, but Ben is no Peter. Ben is not evolved, in my opinion, as much as Peter has, because this is Peter. Peter would have laid both Taskmaster and Whiplash out without him getting captured. Ben gets captured because Dr. Octavius, Doc Ock, has access to all of Reed Richards' experiments and gadgets. He's using the bands that were once used in the Civil War to negate metahumans' powers. Taskmaster, I believe it was Taskmaster, was able to get it over Ben's, get the collar on him and kicked him out of roof. Ben couldn't, without his superhuman strength. So when he tried to snare a web, what happens? Just shows that superhuman strength and all that durability is a key moment of when Spider-Man is web slinging. So he basically pops his shoulder right out, and he falls to nearly dies, and he lands on a car. We also have the Resistance, that's what I'm calling them, Cap and all of them, basically sneaking into the Avengers Mansion, the old Avengers Mansion that's out in Central Park. It's unoccupied, but underneath, remember, all the stuff is underneath. It's still going, and they get inside. Also, we see what's going on with Reed and Sue in the prison that they're in, And you got a lot of people like seeing Reed and Sue, and they're like, yo, it's Mr. Fantastic, and yo, let's get him. And I love how Reed and Sue is like, I love what Reed says, and this just shows what kind of man Reed Richards is. Reed is not just brains, but he's true to his nature, what I said, and I love it. These guys are like, yeah, we gonna beat you guys up now, and I love how Reed goes off and says, son, I'm with my wife, go about your business. These guys don't want to take a hint, so Reed and Sue is like, all right, let's show them. Beats the living snot out of these guys, these inmates, proving that they don't need their powers. They don't need their powers to beat somebody's ass, and I loved it. And of course, they get thrown in the pen because supposedly they're the ones that started the riot. And I love Reed and Sue kissing at the end where they're getting locked up. They're like, I love you too. And they just go, I love it. But inside the Avengers Mansion, they don't know that they're being tailed by one of the children of Purple Man. But and they're starting to go off and say things like, okay, what are we gonna do? Matt is getting a little bit over himself, and I'm like, Matt, I know you may know him best, but you can't do this. Just straight up kill him. We need to kill this dude. They're like, yeah, and then that's gonna make him a martyr. We know that he is swaying people. We know something is going on, why people are acting strangely all of a sudden. We know that. But more importantly, they come up with an idea that maybe we should have somebody run against them. And here it becomes clear, very clear, that Tony says, okay, yeah, we should run it. I'll run against them. And a lot of people are like, nah, that's not a good idea. You know, money and politics don't work well. We need somebody real, somebody who knows the city, who's from the city, that loves and respects the city as a whole. And Steve says, what about Luke? Luke gave that passionate speech in the first issue, and you know, Luke knows the city. He never hid his face from anybody. You know, Luke never hid his face. He never wore a mask, and everybody's all against it. And you can see Tony's kind of jaded about it, like, it was my idea. Why, you know, well, you know. But it was a good way, and it was really cool to see. Unfortunately, it ends badly, like I said, for Ben, because he gets arrested. But it was a good issue, still really good. And that moves us into issue number 3. Issue number 3 of Devil's Reign. And here, basically, we are seeing Luke start going out and telling people, hey, I'm going to run for mayor. My name is Lucas Cage, and I'm going to run for mayor. And it's not really going well because we know Kingpin is doing something. He's messing with Sway, and I'll actually show you some things that I think is really interesting in this issue as well. Like I said, you see Luke running for mayor right here. He's running for the mayor. He's giving his speech and things like that. But one of the other cool things about this issue is police are interrogating Ben. They remove his mask and like, who are you? What's his name? He's not saying anything. He's giving jokes. They're slamming his head down, and all of a sudden, who comes through into this precinct? And I freaking loved it. It was so cool. Who's standing there? Boom! Ben and Johnny, and they're just like, move. We're coming for a friend. And look at Johnny, melts right through the wall. Ben comes through. It's so cool. And they get Ben, and they're just like, okay. You know, things like that. We also have Kirsten basically talking to Sue about maybe, you know, if you guys give up and things like that, Mayor is willing to do this. And Sue's like, girl, please. You know, things like that, like, please. This is a vendetta. He knows it. And And they all know this. They all know that this is going on. And it gets more to the point where the gang gets attacked by variants from a different dimension of Ghost Rider, Hulk, and Wolverine. They got arms, like mechanical arms that come out. It's really weird. It's crazy. And even more importantly, the ending of this is just even crazy because Foggy Nelson gets attacked in his own office by a couple of guys, yes, who works for Wilson Fisk. And it's sick and crazy, and it just shows just how desperate this man has gotten. That was issue number 3. Really good. Issue number 4 here is all about just seeing how desperate this man is becoming, Wilson Fisk. Not only is he pursuing his thunderbolts here. Look at John Walker. John Walker, a piece of shit. No, I'm not even gonna go there. You wonder why people don't like John Walker. He is so swayed. But yes, here we can honestly say that, they are swaying. It is Wilson Fisk using the power to sway his opinion. But still, John, it's like, ugh. But here, the fight goes on where Matt goes to go see Foggy, and he's like, look, man, I'm you know how Matt is. That like, this is my fault. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did. And Foggy is like, dude, stop apologizing every time I'm in the hospital or one of your friends get in the hospital. I chose this route. I don't like Fisk. You don't like Fisk. I love how Foggy is like, Matt, stop apologizing. Stop apologizing. And we see that. It's so classic, but we see that Wilson Fisk Thunderbolts are they're trying to track down the children of Killmonger, because of Kilgrave, of the Purple Man, because if he gets their hands on him, then he can clearly sway the public's opinion, make the whole city, the whole 5 boroughs pretty much his own, because that's what they did for Matt. For people to forget, Matt is Daredevil, and we've seen that before. But yeah, it's getting crazy. It's to the point where it's getting serious to the point Fisk is losing his goddamn mind. Even his son is like, I don't want anything to do with you. Get away from me. Get the fuck away from me. Like, I don't want you in my life. And it's even to the point he's about to use the power, and I'm like, look at this asshole. He's flipping out. He's losing it. The only person I don't think he's using on it is his wife Mary, Typhoid Mary. Typhoid Mary and Wilson Fisk are married now, and I don't think he has used it on her. Even before that, Elektra, who was also Daredevil, was going to she was going to kill him, but she didn't. And there's a story going on in Elektra, Woman Without Fear, with her fighting Kraven. I will talk about that soon. But here, we see the Rhino versus the champions, Miles and Viv and all of them, and he's like, look, I'm not here to fight you guys. I think this is crazy. It's almost like Rhino has a sense of honor, or he has some kind of morals. Somebody's not messing with his head, and I believe it's because he's wearing some kind of something that keeps the power of Purple Man from getting to him, if I remember correctly. But we also see that Doc Ock has his own agenda too. That's been going on too. We've been seeing that through all the issues too. Doc Ock has his own agenda, and it's starting to play out. But here in this, we finally see something. The ending. Oh my God, that ending. Mr. Zakowski. Yeah. Kingpin goes up to the roof, takes that his scepter that has the gem in it. He starts praying, like, he wishes that he could remember, and somehow he remembers. Power works, and he remembers who Matt is. Daredevil is Matt Murdock, and I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you guys. It's just a look of just hate and just like revenge. Look at that. He's just like, yeah, I know, and remember. So Kingpin has remembered who Matt is, and I can't wait to read issue number 5 to see where that goes. Overall, Devil's Reign has been a damn good book, and if you don't want to get it in trade, you don't want to get it in single issues, it will come out in trade. And mostly those are some of my friends. They're like, I'm just gonna wait to come out in trade. It's a really good series. I've been loving it so far. The only issues about it, well, no, there's no real issues about it. There was even a big point in here. I don't want to ruin it, but we find out that Tony, or Iron Man, isn't who he says he is. Let that sink in too. Didn't want to spoil that, but I was like, okay, maybe I'll spoil that a little bit. But yeah, overall, Kingpin is stupid. He's stupid to really think that Doc Ock is just gonna bow down to him and everything like that. Ock is always an independent. Even when he is a part of a team, he's an independent. And he is going to be, for himself, number one before anything else. And Kingpin, Wilson Fisk, you're a fool. You are a fool. But overall, I am giving Devil's Reign. Devil Reign is almost near perfect 10 to me. It has just been great. Chip Zdarsky's writing has been just great. And Chinchenko's artwork, perfect. I've been loving it. They make a good team. I know they're going to continue Daredevil later on. I've been loving it. I will review Daredevil Woman Without Fear in her part where it's basically Elektra versus Kraven throughout all the issues, and I'm definitely review that. I have read it. I'm gonna review that soon. Other Marvel books that are coming, still Dark Age. I will review that. Issue number 2 of She-Hulk, the Ghost Rider came back. I have that. Definitely am going to review some X-Men. Somebody asked me, am I going to review any of the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man? No. Oh my God, Chris is not reviewing Spider-Man. I'm not going to review Spider-Man. I'll review Amazing Spider-Man when it comes back under, I guess when they relaunch it. I really wish they didn't relaunch it. Marvel and their relaunches is ridiculous. What else books? Black Panther is going to be on the list. Thor, Shang-Chi. There's a few books that I will review regularly. But there are going to be some books that I don't review. And if I don't review it, you can ask me, or I may start doing written reviews. Because I used to do them and I stopped doing them. But Devil's Reign, I will continue to review. It's been really good. I'm loving it. I'm wondering how this is going to end. Where we are seeing some teasers of what the outcome of it's starting to rain. We are seeing some teasers of what the ramification, the aftermath of the event is going to be like. For example, there's going to be a new miniseries of the Thunderbolts, but this is going to be a Thunderbolts different than anything, because these characters were all heroes from the get-go. They're not heroes, villains that pretending to be heroes or trying to redeem themselves. No, these are heroes. They're always heroes, like Hawkeye and Monica Rambeau and Victor Alvarez, Miss America, things like that. But outside of that, guys, if you have been reading Devil's Reign, tell me in the comment section below. What have you been thinking about it? Have you enjoyed it? Have you not enjoyed it? Do you agree with me? Wilson Fisk has lost his goddamn mind. He's losing it. And outside of that, guys, this is TheMtVernonKid. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it as always. There will be more reviews. soon. You guys take care. I ran my mouth off for 20 minutes. Thank you.